What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. North London is white, but today is not something I want to. I'm not talking about the game today. It's just a few updates I want to bring to you. Quite serious updates, actually. Firstly, I want to talk about Serge Aurier and his brother Christian. Really, really sad story coming out of France this morning. Where at 5 o'clock this morning, he was apparently shot outside a nightclub in Toulouse, and died this morning in hospital. It's just really, really sad to hear. And our condolences, our hearts go out to everyone in the Aurier family, including Serge himself and all his friends surrounding him. It's just a really, really sad story, isn't it, Sim?
Yeah, it's devastating for Serge. Feels so, my heart goes out to them, and my thoughts are with him and his family. Must be an awful time for them to be learning that as well. So close after, he's probably so happy after yesterday, and then he gets that news. Must be absolutely devastating, and I can't imagine what he's going through at the moment. And hopefully he gets all the support that he needs, and everyone's here to support him, and just my thoughts go out to him.
Yeah, I'm sure Tottenham will give him all the support he needs. All the players and all the fans are right behind him, including the boardroom in the club and everything. But, it's not something that we haven't had at Tottenham before. Cast your mind back to Wilson Palacios. A very similar thing happened. His brother out in Honduras, and, Wilson's career kind of fell off a cliff after that. And I'm just hoping the same thing doesn't happen to Serge, and, he'll have the right support system around him to kind of put everything back on track. But, I imagine that he'll be taking a few days off and probably won't play from now to the end of the season.
Yeah, I guess it's up to him whether he feels what he feels and whether he feels ready or not. And it's weird to say he'll be a big miss, because he will be a big miss. But it's wherever he needs to do what's right for him, and whatever he needs to do, he just has to go ahead and do it. And hopefully, whenever he's back, and we'll support him.
Yeah, definitely. And moving on to the last update I wanted to bring to you, it's about Manchester City and their ban in the Champions League. Obviously, they got banned from the Champions League for 2 years. Now the decision today has been announced, and the ban has been overturned, and the fine, which was supposed to be 30 million, has been reduced to 10 million. What do we make out of this? It smells of corruption to me.
Surprise. Who is actually shocked by this news? Everyone kind of half knew this was always going to be the case. Money talks. Money absolutely talks. And the reasoning they gave, I think, was because Man City weren't found to actually be in breach, or actually be breaking any of the FFP laws. But what they were guilty of was they were guilty of. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what they were guilty of. They were guilty of not cooperating with the authorities and not being open when they were being investigated. And if that's not a good enough reason to ban them, I don't know what is. Like, if you're not cooperating in the investigation, I'm sorry that you clearly got something to hide. And clearly Man City were apparently making things difficult for the people investigating. They weren't cooperating. And although they haven't been found in breach of any rules as of yet, it's because they weren't cooperating. You could arguably say because of that reason, they weren't found guilty of being in breach of any rules. And I think even lack of cooperation is a breach of a rule. So I think FFP dies today. I think no one's going to take it seriously anymore. Clearly, you can go around it. It doesn't really matter anymore. And in fact, if you look at it now, if big clubs are just going to skirt around the FFP rules like this, then all it is hindering the smaller clubs, because what it means is smaller clubs can't get big investment and kind of tackle the big boys financially. And it just helps the big boys stay on top. And it's a hindrance now to anyone trying to fight.
Exactly. You hear that, Uncle Joe? Put your money into the club now. FFP is not a thing anymore. No, I'm joking. But, it's actually it's a really bitter pill to take, actually, because, everyone's trying their hardest to stick to these rules. And, there are rules and regulations for a reason. Man City, with all this money behind them, clearly not sticking to the rules. Like, what message? Like you said, what message does this send to everyone else? It's ridiculous.
FFP's a joke now. It's a laughing stock. It really is, and there's no two ways about it. This ban being overturned is a joke. It makes a mockery of the whole system, and it's been found out for what it is, which is no one takes it seriously. They're not going to actually implement any sort of ban on anyone. A 10 million fine to Man City is absolutely nothing. There's a drop in the ocean. It's like a speeding ticket for them. It just doesn't mean anything anymore. And everyone thought maybe with this ban, the big clubs would send a message to the big clubs they're going to be put in check and they can't just skirt the rules willy-nilly. But they've overturned it, and who knows what backroom deals and what backroom what talks have been going on. But there's no surprise. Multi-billionaire Man City owners have got the ban overturned, and I'm sure there's some goings on behind the scenes. Obviously, I've got no proof. I'm just a fan, but it's clear for all to see that that's clearly happened. Like, it's no surprise.
Well, I read an article about 5 months ago when this all broke and when Man City chose to appeal the decision. And what came out of that article was saying that this ban has been given to clubs in Europe before. It's been given to Milan. It's been given to other clubs. And when these clubs appeal, UEFA don't actually send any lawyers to the appeal. It's literally just a straightforward thing where the appeal usually does get set. And it seems as though the same thing has happened. But UEFA do have the choice to appeal the appeal. But they're not going to be doing that. It's widely reported that that's not going to be.
Of course not. Of course not. Just brush it under the rug. I hope everyone forgets about it. That's probably their tactic. Yeah. And move on. Man City fans, a good day for them. Obviously, Champions League's a massive thing for them, and they obviously that's their number one thing at the moment, winning the Champions League. And it's a big blow in terms of obviously fifth place. We're never going to get it. So that's obviously
but next season as well.
And next season as well, it's a big blow for there. And I think it's a massive boost for Man City because there was talks of if they were getting a 2-year ban, would Sterling stick around? Would De Bruyne especially stick around if they were to ban 2 years from Champions League? Looks like we're not going to have a problem with that now because there's no doubt about it. City are going to be as strong as ever next season, and the ban, that's it. It's over. Just frustrating.
So now this decision has been made. What's your feeling next season regarding Europa League and not Europa League?
I think we got to adjust my position. I think maybe we should go for Europa League. I think maybe Europa League could be our best avenue into Champions League next season, and could be a trophy as well.
And after Mourinho's comments yesterday about it, he said Europa League is obviously a trophy that Tottenham will get.
Yeah, exactly. I hope he's right. Look, if Europa League's the first trophy we win in over a decade, it's not the worst trophy to win. We've got good history in the UEFA Cup. Especially we've won it twice before, so I think it would be a good thing, and it would get us back in the Champions League, and I think it could be the trophy that we're looking for. Yeah,
and Jose Mourinho's managed in the Europa League twice, and he's won it twice, so it bodes well.
Yeah, 100%. He's got a 100% record in Europa League, so no better manager to have in charge. And I hope we do take a look. If we're going to be in it, I hope maybe in the early rounds, group stages, we rest a few players. But once we get to the latter stages, I would like us to take it seriously. I would. Yeah. And try and actually win it then, instead of just throwing in the towel in like the quarter-final stage or something like we usually do.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. I really think Europa League will be really good for us next season. I think it's a trophy we can realistically win, seriously. And
it's just the early rounds. They're just a bog. They're just very annoying. The early rounds. Once it gets like the quarters, it gets serious, and it's like, okay, this is actually a decent tournament. But before then, it's a bit of a nothing tournament.
Yeah, but you got the early rounds. You can see players coming through like Harvey White, Sirkin, Troy Parrott. It gives a chance for these players to get minutes as well. So don't forget, and the likes of Ryan Sessegnon and Tanguy Ndombele as well, who need minutes.
Yeah, and Harry Kane forged his career as the Europa League best. You remember that in his early days under Pochettino. I remember those days where Harry Kane was just banging them in left, right, and centre in the Europa League, and I was like, why doesn't he start in the league? And Poch never started him.
No, we had Soldado, mate.
Yeah, we had Soldado. I remember those days, and everyone was like, and then we had those Kane Jesus memes, and everyone thought, "Oh man, good times, good times."
Yeah, the Limassols and what have you, all those kind of teams.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
but anyway,
so clearly players can be made in the Europa League. So Harry Kane clearly took advantage of it. Maybe someone else can.
all right. Well, that's the update.
Let's talk about one more thing. Actually, I want to talk about one more thing. The plane.
Yeah, so the plane never flew yesterday. It's been reported on Twitter that this guy has just run off with the money pretty much. But
has the Twitter account that set up the plane been shut down? Is it still there?
Apparently it's closed. Yeah, apparently it's closed. But what I do want to say is this guy set up another funding for the Leicester game, for a plane for the Leicester game, just before the Arsenal game. And it got a bit of money sent into it. And since then, it's just been, everything's been shut down. So he's run off with money from the Arsenal game and bits of money from the Leicester game as well.
So this guy's an absolute charlatan.
Pretty much,
and he's just been
probably a gooner.
Money, promising a plane, an ENIC Out Plane, and actually got money from us, from Spurs, not us, but from Spurs fans, and they've done the runner. And I think it's just so ironic that whether he's a Spurs fan or not, that he was the one, that this person was doing an ENIC Out Plane banner, and the biggest complaint about ENIC or Daniel Levy is that we're penny pinching, and then he goes and steals all the money and runs off with it. I mean, I think I just want to send a clear message to all fans that donated to the plane or thinking about donating to the Leicester plane, like or in the future. You got to be so careful with these kind of people, and you got to be extra sure that what you're donating money to is. You got to be so sure what you're donating money to. And if you see this guy again, just want to make it clear, he's clearly a charlatan. He's clearly a scammer. So do not donate money to people who are claiming to fly planes for the ENIC Out, because this is a scam, and it's important to know that, and just don't do that anymore.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. That is a bit of a news update. I'm sorry it's not great news today, but yeah, I want to just say rest in peace.
Yesterday was good enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you know, some things are bigger than football at the end of the day, and that is definitely Christopher Aurier, who sadly passed away this morning. So rest in peace to him, and our hearts and warmest heart thinking goes out to all the Aurier family and all his friends, as well as the Man City financial fair play ruling, as they have got their ban overturned, and the Tottenham scammers who have scammed some of the Tottenham fan base for this ENIC Out Plane. So that is your news today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on.